Hello everyone. So we finally made it. We just closed on a house today in Muncie, Indiana. But I wanted to start this whole thing off by just kind of covering this first episode and talking about the buying process here. I was quite surprised that the competition was so steep. So first we started off about 4 months ago, and we were looking in Evansville, Indiana. We flew out here, looked at maybe 20 to 30 properties. Some of them were pretty rough. We're obviously looking at doing some flips, so we're looking at the bottom echelon. And well, there was a lot of squatters and druggies and all sorts of things, you name it. Crumbling foundation walls, holes in the ceilings. So after quite a few properties, we found one there in Evansville. We decided to put an offer on it. The offer was accepted, and apparently we ran into some girlfriend situation. Not exactly sure how the girlfriend held the deal up, but apparently her and her lawyers managed to hold the deal up. And when they were, initially we were going to close in May, and then they pushed it back to July 5th. So having good faith, I loaded up the van here and came out here and, well, got here on July 5th, and they pushed the date back again. So at that point we said we weren't going to sign another deal. We weren't going to trust that they were going to pull through the third time. And so that deal fell apart, and I began to look for other houses in Evansville. And it was quite hot living here in the van. I got it set up. I've got a lot of stuff in the van and not much room to sleep, as you can see here. Not much room to sleep. So, staying at truck stops was getting a little sweaty out here, and I was getting quite eaten up by the bugs. I even tried a campground, but those mosquitoes were pretty vicious. So we looked at maybe another 10, 20 properties all around Evansville, even one in Kentucky, one up in the woods of Indiana, and ended up putting an offer on one there in Evansville, and it turned into a bidding war, and we decided we didn't really have enough room to go ahead and up the price, so we got outbid, which is fine. And so we were looking around, and my wife found one out in Hartford City. It was kind of a concrete cinder block place. Had its fair share of issues, but we liked the layout, and I came up and looked at it. Long drive that day, and so we put in an offer at the asking price, and they accepted a different offer with financing. So they must have offered more, because I don't know why people would accept financing over cash unless they offered more money. And so we kept looking, and we kind of decided we liked this Muncie area. It's a pretty cool area. Maybe someday I'll do an episode on the town here, show you all around. But at any rate, we ended up settling on this house. So the fourth offer we put in out here in Indiana, and it finally went through, and we got the house, and we just closed this morning. So that's great news, and it was a long, sweaty, frustrating process, but I'll tell you, been learning to look at the positive sides of all this. That first house we looked at, about 2 weeks ago, I saw on the news that someone was murdered about 2 blocks down. So maybe not the best house. Maybe it was a good thing we didn't get that one. And that one, the cinder block, for example, turns out whoever put the offer on with the bank, I think the bank pulled out. That offer died. They offered it to us again, but we had already had an offer on this place, so we said no thanks. So there must have been some pretty serious issues with that one. So I think that's going to pretty much wrap this episode up. It's a quick, short and sweet one here, but the next one we're going to dive into the house, take a look around, and see what kind of work we got to do for a $33,000 house in Muncie, Indiana. So until next time, keep building, Indiana.